Hey guys, I was really sick as of recording this, so this is actually a voiceover, but today's video is going to be how beginners can win SkyWars. So just for this, I did buy a new account. Well, I didn't buy it, a friend gave it to me, but I got a brand new account, 0 stats, 0 kits, nothing for SkyWars. And I'm just going to be doing a voiceover for tips, tricks, and strategies for you to win SkyWars games on a new account. So as you can see here, I did go, I claimed my leveling reward, which is arcade coins, and I converted them into SkyWars coins just so I could get a little jump start on affording a kit. And the next thing I'm going to do is I head up to the soul well, and I do roll it. In this video, I'm going to be playing only solo normal mode. So if I get, because insane mode's like really dead and it's completely hacker infested, so normal mode is just a better game mode in general for newer players. For some reason, I got 20 more souls off of that, so I went up and I rolled it 2 more times. But another thing that I forgot to put in this video that I did do is I went up to the librarian villager in this lobby and I entered all the quests, because those will give you not only tokens, which you can use to afford cosmetics, such as kill effects and cages, but they also give you a ton of coins, which is very important to affording your first kit. So, naturally, I'm not going to be able to afford my first kit. I'm going to have to be playing with default since I only got insane stuff. But here I am in my first game. With default kit, you're going to want to loot all your chests. Another very important thing is knowing mechanical skills. As you can see, I loot relatively quickly. And I keep stuff in consistent slots. So sword is always in slot 1. I always put projectiles like eggs in slot 2 and blocks in slot 4. Slot 3 is reserved for either lava bucket or ender pearl for me. And I see this guy has less armor than me, so I go in and kill him. And another thing to note is that you do get 5 seconds of strength on a kill, so I knew I had strength there. I went in to kill the other guy, even though he had more armor than me. And big chests give you really good loot. I didn't really get too much from this one. I only got a bow, which, since I don't have a lot of armor, isn't going to help me a ton. This guy's very stacked. I did lose this game just because I decided to fight this guy. I don't know why. Not my best first game, but again, losing is part of SkyWars. So I jumped into the next game, still have default kit because I didn't really get any coins from the last game. Jump down, and you don't necessarily have to loot all your chests if you get good armor from the first 2, like I think I did here. Oh no, I went in to loot the last chest. But I could have gone to mid off just the first 2 chests. If you get 3/4 armor off 1 or 2 chests, then you don't have to loot the last one. That's normally what I would do. But I saw this guy, he only had a chest plate, so I went in for the kill. I'm not really going over PvP strategy in this video. If you want PvP tips, then please leave a comment, and I will get on that. This is mostly just on strategy and game sense options. So when I'm picking fights, I always make sure the people I'm fighting have less armor than me, or less health. So I go and I see this guy, he doesn't have a lot of armor, so I figure I can kill him relatively easily. And the farthest tip I'm going to give as far as PvP goes is learn to use fishing rods and snowballs. They will help you a lot, keep your spacing, and get combos and such. It's very important. I see this guy knock someone off, so he's going to get strength, but before he gets the strength, I decide to get a few hits on him. And I see he's running, so I do chase him. And he does actually fall off the map. So every time I get a kill, I do look around to see if there's any players I can get a couple strength hits on. You only do have 5 seconds, so you don't want to waste those 5 seconds. You want to use those 5 seconds to look around and see if you can get any hits on people. Another thing I do is that if refill is coming up, I do try to clear out my inventory and burn stuff in lava. This guy did get a jump on me, which is very unfortunate. But again, just because of the style I'm playing, I did have more armor than him. This guy had the same plan as me, try to lava around the corner. Didn't work, and as you can see there, the fishing rod allows me to get some very nice free hits on him where he can't hit me. And there's my first win on this account, 5 kills. It's my second game, and it went pretty well. I jumped into the next game. I still have default kit because it does take a couple wins to get enough coins to afford a kit, and the kit I am going to be buying is the disco kit. For newer players, disco kit I believe is the very best. It gives you full armor, so what I always do with it is I loot 1 chest and rush middle immediately. I will show a couple games once I do have the kit. And like I show there, always try to hit players off when you can. You're most vulnerable when you're bridging, so you have to be aware of that as well. but take advantage of other players when they're bridging. I did lose because this guy was cheating, which is most unfortunate. Another thing to note is that there is a lot of cheaters in the lobbies that you will be getting, because a lot of cheaters have fresh accounts. So with how matchmaking works, newer players will get the brunt of the cheaters. So you're going to lose a lot of games to cheaters. You just have to accept that. Once you get out of the cheater lobbies, then you'll just have sweats to deal with, which is another challenge on its own. I didn't get very good armor in this. I did loot all 3 chests, got full leather. As you can see here, there's 2 people fighting, so I went for the one with less armor, and then I used the strength I got off these kills in order to 1- and 2-shot everyone else, and just get some nice armor off that. But yeah, and one thing I do want to talk about is you are most vulnerable when you are bridging. It's super easy for you to get hit off, especially when you're going to other islands, so always try to get height over people if you're bridging to their island. Bridge up. A lot of players find that annoying, but it's a very good strategy that works very, very well. And you're going to see it a lot when you get into higher level lobbies later on. And yeah, also just try to hit people off when they are bridging. They're most vulnerable, so you can get some easy kills. Another thing is knockback. There's knockback 2 rods in middle, and I have a knockback 1 wooden sword in my inventory right here. A lot of newer players, if they see a knockback on a weapon, it'll get in their head, and they will just try to completely abuse it. That does not work. Only use knockback if your player you're fighting is immediately next to the void. Like this guy here, I noticed he was not next to the void, so I used a sword that outputs damage instead of knockback. And yeah, as you can see in this entire game, I am only going for people that have less armor or health than me. I did bridge to this guy's island simply because I knew that he was down underneath and wouldn't have time to come up to hit me off. Then I jumped to middle. I saw this guy didn't have very much stuff, again using the rods to get some nice free hits. And I did run across the bridge to this guy just because I knew he was distracted in the chest. And I got the win with 7 kills. And yeah, winning SKYWARS in these new lobbies is actually relatively easy if you know the right strategies. I believe I have this game and then one more where I use the default kit, and then I'll have enough to buy an actual kit. So yeah, another thing is you do want to get to middle as fast as possible. I only looted 1 chest there because the guy that rushed my island gave me some pants. Another thing on this map is if people rush your island, if you go back, you'll see that I positioned myself right underneath the block, so I could just spam jump and get a critical hit or more damage on every single hit, and I killed him extremely quickly. Again, this guy is bridging. He's vulnerable here, so I wait till he tries to jump down, his back's to the void, and I just hit him off. And yeah, being really fast in your inventory is extremely key, especially when you're at middle. You want to be able to get that good armor on really fast. I did bridge over to this guy just because I knew he was down beneath. I'm not quite sure what he was doing, but it was a pretty free kill. And just be careful when spawning mobs. When you're bridging, they can be very annoying. And again, I got height over this guy. I didn't really use any PvP strategies here. I had more armor than him, so I knew I'd win. So I just clicked fast and held W. And if you use the strategies I'm giving you, if you get more, you'll have more armor than your opponents, and PvP strategy won't really need to be needed, especially in these lower level lobbies. Once you get more armor than your opponents, all you really need to do is just click fast and hold W and aim on them. I did almost fall off here, but this was the last game where I used default kit. And yeah, when early game, if you see people bridging, always try to hit them off. They could be problems later. I saw this guy had an iron chest plate, so I tried my best to hit him off, and it did work. I saw some snowballs flying from behind me, so I knew this guy was going to be bridging over, and used the fishing rod to get a free hit. And then I bridged middle. I saw there was a guy middle, but I figured since he rushed fast, he probably wouldn't have projectiles, so I risked it. He tried to lava me, so I blocked it off. I tried the same thing, but it didn't work. I was on low health, so I didn't take the fight, ran away, hit a gap, and I was kind of forced to take this fight, so it did use a little bit of PvP skill there with the fishing rods. So that's just something that comes with practice. Then I saw this guy, saw he was on lower health than me. He had more armor, but since he was on lower health, I did go in for the fight, and he gave me a lot of armor and a better sword, so it was very worth. again, very important is picking your fights. If you pick your fights well, then you will win a lot of games. So if you don't have any armor, don't go for the person that has full middle gear. But if you do have a lot of armor, you can feel free to go for anyone. And again, this guy was bridging. He's very vulnerable, and I hit him off, and he was just entirely clueless to it. And that was my last game with default kit. I had enough coins to afford disco, which I'm using in this game. As you can see, using full armor, I loot one chest, and I just run immediately to the middle. I'm pretty sure this game I did fight a hacker and win. That's something that just comes with time and aim. And again, yeah, I rushed middle off one chest, and as you can see, I got stacked extremely fast. So by using this strategy, I was actually able, with all the armor I got, to kill this hacker, because I got to middle before the cheater did. And there you go. I didn't record this entire game by accident. It did glitch, so you get to see this last kill. I had very good armor, which just heavily intimidated this guy. So yeah, another thing is once you do get good armor, you are very intimidating, and a lot of players will try to run from you, which actually does put you in a good position. Here's another fight against a cheater. Again, I had just really good armor from using the strategy I've told you guys about, and I was able to kill this cheater. And it's funny because this cheater actually did accuse me of cheating. As you can see, he said nice hacks. And here's another cheater kill using the strategy by getting stacks off one chest. I was able to kill that cheater as well. I did get hit off this game. Again, I was bridging, I was vulnerable, but I somehow did win. I'm not quite sure how. And another thing is this guy had more armor than me, so I had to play smart here. I saw he was down underneath, so I placed lava on him, blocked him up, and the fire just did its damage. So another thing is having game sense. You want to be able to navigate your inventory and hotbar quickly, so that you can place fire, put yourself out of fire, and just use everything in your inventory to your advantage. I saw this guy over here got a kill, so he had strength, so I made sure to keep my distance from him until it was over 5 seconds and his strength was gone. And then I went in for the kill since I had more armor than him. Saw he gave me a creeper egg, so decided to place that down and see if I could get a fun little kill with this guy, and it worked. So yeah, here's my stats from the session. Using this strategy, yeah, here's my stats. I did get 19 wins and 113 kills after 1 hour and 35 losses. And I had a 0.5 win-loss and a 3 kill-to-death ratio. I encountered 20 blatant cheaters, 12 of which I killed. So yeah, there you guys have it. I hope this video helped any newer players Skywars getting their first wins. It's a struggle at first, especially with the cheaters, but once you get better, the games will come very easy. And if you want a video on PvP tips, again, leave a comment, and thank you guys for watching.